Hey friends, it's Ann from What's Up Family Home, and today I have another collab for you. And it's another cookbook collab hosted by Tamera at Southern Wife Everyday Life. And it's funny that she used this cookbook that I'm using, and I was like, Christy Jordan, I loved her blog, and she had some great recipes, so I want to get that cookbook as well. And then I know that Tamera said she got hers from eBay, so I had bought it from Amazon, so I hurried up and canceled it, and I bought it from eBay, and it was a lot cheaper. But this is her cookbook, Come to Supper by Christy Jordan. It's got some great recipes in here. And I was looking through it, and there's a breakfast pizza recipe. And I'm like, I've got to make that. Especially because of Thanksgiving and Christmas, it would be perfect to make like a head and eat it on Thanksgiving morning or Christmas morning, and you can interchange the meats and the cheeses and things like that. So I thought it would be great to have on a holiday breakfast. So that's why I made it, and it was so good. It looked just like a pizza, and it was really good. The grandkids liked it, everybody liked it. And Doug even took some to work this morning, and he really liked it as well. So I'm glad I picked that recipe. And I'll try and get this cookbook linked below, at least if it's on eBay or something like that. And I'll try and link the recipe as well. And if you're not familiar with Tamera's channel, you should be. She has great food content. Her What's for Dinners are amazing. And after you're done with my video, go to Tamera's channel and watch hers, and then go to the playlist and watch all the ladies' videos. I'll turn you around and show you how I made this delicious pizza.
Okay, I'm going to start with the potato puffs. It calls for shredded hash browns or cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to use it twice. I'm going to make some breakfast bowls with the extras. So I'm going to cook these on the stovetop, and then I'll put the other ones in the oven so they can be cooking while everything else is cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and use these since I'm trying to use everything out of my freezer, so I think it'll work perfectly. I'm also using some sausage from the freezer. I just put it in the microwave and defrosted it, so now I'm going to cook this up and add it to the breakfast bowl. I'm also going to put some bacon in there as well, but I've already have that frozen, so I only have to just put it in the microwave and heat that up. So these are the hash browns that I've got. I've got those in that pan frying up, and I'm going to get the sausage done, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, the sausage is done, so I'm going to go ahead and put those hash browns in here to pick up some of that sausage flavor. It didn't put off a lot of grease, so I'm going to go ahead and add some butter and avocado oil here so they won't stick to the pan. Okay, I cooked them. I put some salt and pepper and onion powder in there, and then I chopped them up. That way everything will cook evenly, and I won't have big hunks of potatoes, and make sure they get cooked in there. Okay, I just put down my crescent roll, and I just put it in the pan just like I would a pizza crust. Just make sure you pinch all the seams together, unless you're using one of the sheets that doesn't have any seams, so you could just put that in there and just press it out like you would a pizza crust. And I'm going to cook mine for a couple minutes to make sure that my crust cooks all the way. Okay, the dough's out of the oven. It's about halfway cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and start layering the hash browns. It just says to spread the hash browns over the dough and sprinkle with salt and pepper. I've already sprinkled them with salt and pepper and onion powder, so I'm just going to go ahead and layer them over the bottom. I hope I have enough, because I've been nibbling on them the whole time that crescent roll's been in the oven. Okay, I've got my hash browns spread over the bottom, and now I've got some eggs. The recipe calls for 12 large eggs, but I'm just using 6 since I want to use some of those eggs for the breakfast bowls that I've got that I'm going to use with the extra. So I'm just going to try and pour this as evenly as possible over all the hash brown and the crust. Okay, I've got my sausage that I cooked, and I also cooked some bacon. I just took that frozen bacon out of the freezer. That's been a lifesaver for me this week. And I just threw it in the microwave for about a minute and cut it up, and it was perfect. And I just added that to the sausage. And if you wanted to, you could just do sausage or just use bacon, or you could leave both off and just maybe top it with some cheese. It's just whatever your family likes for breakfast, just throw it on there. This is going to be a great breakfast for either Thanksgiving morning or Christmas morning, and I might make a couple and put them in the freezer. And you could play around with the cheeses and the meats. Okay, I'm going to finish topping it with the sausage and bacon. And I've got my stove preheated to 350 degrees. And the recipe says to bake it until the eggs are set in the center, 30 to 35 minutes. So I'll come back when she's done. Okay, it cooked about 30 minutes, exactly what it says on the directions on the recipe. And it looks and smells wonderful. It's nicely browned around the edges, just like a pizza. And I'm going to go ahead and shred up some cheese. It doesn't tell you what kind of cheese, but I went ahead and used some pepper jack cheese. That's my favorite. So it says to shred the cheese and put it over the top. And then you'll put it back in the oven just 2 or 3 minutes until the cheese is melted. So I'm gonna put the cheese on the top, put it back in the oven for a couple minutes, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, it's out of the oven. That thing looks and smells amazing. I can't wait to dig into this. It looks just like a pizza. So I'm just gonna let it cool for a little bit, and then I'll cut it and I'll bring you back. And while my breakfast pizza was in the oven, I went ahead and threw some of those potato puffs in there with it so it could cook. And I've got 3 breakfast bowls now I've used with the extras. So I just layered everything that I had extra, and then I just scrambled some more eggs and put it on top. Now I have 3 more bowls to put in the freezer, and I can also cut these up and give some to Doug for breakfast, and then I can put the rest in the freezer. So I'm going to have a lot of breakfasts for Doug in the mornings. This pizza turned out amazing. I mean, it looks just like a pizza, and it was delicious. So I can't wait to make this again and kind of use different kind of cheeses and meats and things like that. But I want to thank Tamera again from Southern Wife Everyday Life for hosting. And I'll have her channel linked below, as well as a playlist in the description box. And if you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And if you're returning, I just want to say thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you watching my videos. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.